cross still speaks. On a hill called Calvary, beneath a darkened sky, the Savior hung between two thieves as the word passed by. The crowd could only see a man, broken, bruised, and weak, but heaven saw redemption's plan, and the cross began to speak. It spoke of love beyond measure, a mercy no one could explain. It spoke of hope for every sinner, and healing through the pain. Every nail and every wound, every drop of crimson grace declared that God would stop at nothing to save the human race. 2,000 years have come and gone, but his message remains the same. The cross still speaks of a love that never ends. The cross still speaks to the broken and condemned. It whispers grace to every soul that's weak, through every generation. The cross still speaks. When guilt says you're unworthy and shame says you're too far gone, the cross reminds the weary heart that mercy is still strong. It tells the lost they're welcome. It tells the weak they're loved. It points beyond the grave to an empty tomb above. The world may chase its answers in places that don't last, but the cross still stands as evidence that God forgives the past. Its shadow reaches every nation, its message reaches every tongue, and its song of salvation will never be undone. The same blood that flowed that day still has the power to save. The cross still speaks of the love that never ends. The cross still speaks to the broken and condemned. It whispers grace to every soul that's weak, to every generation. The cross still speaks. I've heard its voice in midnight prayers when tears were all I had. I've heard it in the silence when life was turning bad. It told me I was chosen even when I felt alone, and reminded me that heaven still calls me its home. One day every knee will bow and every tongue confess the King who wore a crown of thorns will reign in righteousness until that glorious morning. I carry this belief, the greatest story ever told still speaks through that old tree. It speaks forgiveness, it speaks redemption, it speaks freedom, it speaks resurrection, it speaks victory, it speaks peace, and its message will never cease. The cross still speaks louder than my fear. The cross still speaks, and reminds me God is near. It tells the world what love is meant to be, and through the ages, the cross still speaks. The stone was rolled away, the grave could not hold him, and because he lives, years today. The cross still speaks. The cross still speaks. On a hill called Calvary, beneath a darkened sky, a Savior hung between two thieves as the world passed by. The crowd could only see a man, broken, bruised, and weak, but heaven saw redemption's plan, and the cross began to speak. It spoke of love beyond measure, a mercy no one could explain. It spoke of hope for every sinner and healing through the pain. Every nail and every wound, every drop of crimson grace declared that God would stop at nothing to save the human race. 2,000 years have come and gone, but his message remains the same. The cross still speaks of a love that never ends. The cross still speaks to the broken and condemned. It whispers grace to every soul that's weak, to every generation. The cross still speaks. When guilt says you're unworthy and shame says you're too far gone, the cross reminds the weary heart that mercy is still strong. It tells the lost they're welcome, it tells the weak they're loved. It points beyond the grave to an empty tomb above. The world may chase its answers in places that don't last, but the cross still stands as evidence that God forgives the past. Its shadow reaches every nation, its message reaches every tongue, and its song of salvation will never be undone. The same blood that flowed that day still has the power to save. The cross still speaks of a love that never ends. The cross still speaks to the broken and condemned. It whispers grace to every soul that's weak, to every generation. The cross still speaks. I've heard his voice in midnight prayers when tears were all I had. I've heard it in the silence when life was turning bad. It told me I was chosen even when I felt alone, and reminded me that heaven still calls me its own. One day every knee will bow and every tongue confess the King who wore a crown of thorns will reign in righteousness. Until that glorious morning, I'll carry this belief: the greatest story ever told still speaks through that old tree. It speaks forgiveness, it speaks redemption, it speaks freedom, it speaks resurrection, it speaks victory, it speaks peace, and its message will never cease. The cross still speaks louder than my fear. The cross still speaks and reminds me God is near. It tells the world what love is meant to be. cross still speaks. The stone was rolled away, the grave could not hold him. And because he lives today,